Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you're not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. Hey guys, today is Thursday, April 11th, and the energies in the day adds up and reduced to number 5 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. So when it comes to the spirit animal, we are rocking with the lizard energy. And the lizard energy brings me to the thought of having thick skin, because that's one thing we know lizards for. And also to, when I look at this card, I look at how the lizard's blending in with the background. Like, you know, a chameleon. It's like going with the flow is how I would get this as a spirit animal energy. And the energies in the day adds up and reduced to number 5 vibration. And the number 5 energy deals with sudden and unexpected changes. And when I think of the whole sudden and unexpected aspect of the day and the lizard energy, I think of, So the number 5, like I say to you guys all the time, like the number 5 for me is like a glitch in the matrix. Of all the numbers, that's the number where something happens that you thought was sudden and unexpected, even though leading up to that thing there were signs. But it's a glitch in the matrix for me because it's almost like a day, it's like a portal type of day where something happens when you least expect it, but then it brings something and it brings some kind of a shift and it brings a change in. And the number 5 energy for me is the energy that tests the foundation. It tests your relationship. It tests all aspects of your life. Wherever the thing is weak, where, you know, the number 4 comes before the number 5. And the number 4 is that structure. You know, with the number 4, you thought you just built the frame for this house. And the number 5 comes after, and it's like there's a storm or a really bad rain. And that sudden and unexpected event happening after you thought you created this structure will help you to see if your structure is as secure as you thought. And whenever things happen that shake up our world, we can find ourselves feeling like, woe is me, devastated, like, why did this happen? It's like the wind coming in and blowing down the structure. But for me, it's like, wouldn't you like to figure out that something isn't working sooner than later? So to me, the number 5 energy, it just does that. It tests things. It helps you to see the truth in a thing sooner than later. But with the number 5 energy and the lizard, the chameleon aspect, it brings me to the thought of having a plan to do something, and then things are going out of how you expected them to go when it comes to this plan. But you just have to trust. You have to trust and know that, okay, this is going to work out for me regardless of how things may seem right now. And for me, it took time for me to build up that kind of confidence in the universe, where whenever things are going bad, it's like, okay, I don't like the way things are going and I'm uncomfortable right now, but something good has to come out of it. Something good has to come out of it. It's like the saying that I've shared with you guys before that I don't remember where I heard it, but once I heard it, it resonated and it stuck. And the saying is, the creator has a lot of children, but I am the favorite. Everybody needs to feel that way. Like, you need to build up that kind of feeling about yourself in relations to life and the universe. The creator has a lot of children, but I am the favorite. And this is where, through gratitude and reflection of your life, you'll be able to reflect and see how in the moment things were chaotic, things were crazy, things were stressful, But when you look back, it all worked out. And for me, reflecting on moments like that, it's like, okay, you know, I ain't never been let down before. Even in the moment, if it felt like that's what was happening, you know, the plot thickens and that's not what happens. So, you know, a day like today, you know, a lot of sudden and unexpected things can happen. But I feel like what helps a day like today is to remember that, you know, everything always works out for me, no matter what. So things might seem a little wild right now. I don't know where it's taking me, but I know it's going to be something good. And it takes time to train ourselves to think that way. But trust me, once you get yourself used to seeing things that way, and to me, it's almost like sleepwalking, where a person sleepwalks all the time and get themselves into things that they don't want to get into, but then they figure out ways to wake themselves up from the sleepwalk. So I feel like we're all on this collective sleepwalk that we've been conditioned to be on, where it's like, it's hard to see that life is working for us. It's hard to see that the universe is conspiring towards our greatest good. So, you know, we'll easily find ourselves in this place of complaining and just expecting the worst to happen. That's the sleepwalking state, where it's like we have to recognize certain triggers or certain things that bring us into that trance and pinch ourselves, wake ourselves up and remember, this is happening for me. I don't know where this is going, but I know it's going to be good. And I feel like that kind of energy can help a person to really make the most of Mercury retrograde energy. The day before, I went to go get some flyer things printed. And when I went, I presented my graphic design that I had created and whatnot. And the lady told me that the price would be around $150 or whatever. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But I needed to do more work with the graphics. And I end up going back home because it was taking me so long to fix the graphics and whatnot. And when I submit everything to them, which is the same thing that I showed when I was there, I submitted everything the next day, and they quote me the price of $106 or something less. And I mean, I wasn't trying to haggle the price or anything. When she told me the price, I'm like, okay. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, if there's a better price, I know I'm gonna get it. But I'm cool with what she presented. And then after, you know, $50 cut, I don't know if it's a Mercury retrograde thing. I don't know if it's an accident. I don't know if someone's not paying attention. But at the end of the day, I know that I'm gonna get the best deal possible, even when it doesn't seem like it in the moment. So it's important for you to train yourself to always see every situation as the universe trying to bless you. And in moments when it does not seem that way, remind yourself, you know, this doesn't feel good, it doesn't look good, but it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. And gratitude helps to put us in a good mood. Gratitude will help you to have faith. Not even have faith, gratitude will help you to know. Because through reflecting on past experiences and just saying thank you all the time for the littlest things that happen, like that will help to build on that energy. But today feels good as far as like where the moon is placed or how it's being aspected, how the other planets are speaking to the moon. And the moon is our inner world, our inner conversation. And our inner world and inner conversation is so important. To me, I feel like the moon placement and how it's aspected, I don't want to say it's more important than any other placement, but the moon is so damn important. It's so important. But the moon is being positively spoken to today with where it's how it's aspecting Neptune conjunct Venus. Neptune's in Pisces, Venus is in Aries. So Venus and Aries, we're valuing ourselves and who we identify as. And that's conjunct Neptune. So we're daydreaming, we're visualizing ourselves in the most positive light. And that's so important. And that's speaking positively to the moon in Gemini. Moon in Gemini, we're curious. We're curious and at the same time social. And that's positively aspecting Pluto in Aquarius, which is another social energy. So the aspects being made to the moon positively has to do with us valuing ourselves and feeling comfortable with ourselves enough to want to socialize and connect with others. because sometimes when we don't feel good about ourselves or not seeing ourselves in a positive light, we can come up with all kind of reasons why we want to avoid people and stay away, when it really comes down to how we feel about ourselves, how we see ourselves, and how comfortable we feel to be in the presence of others, or how comfortable we feel about being seen in the presence of others. Jupiter is the ruler of the day, and that's positively aspecting Saturn conjunct Mars in Pisces. So more optimism about our stability, our security, and creating freedom for ourselves in the process. The sun though conjuncts Mercury and Chiron in Aries, and that's the only thing that has a strong negative aspect to it. So it's like the mind is Mercury, it's in retrograde. We're reflecting on our identity, who we are, the pains and the things that we've been through. And that's squaring Pluto in Aquarius. So with the square to Pluto, it's almost like the mind is so obsessed. Mercury, the mind, is so obsessed on little flaws or little things that we've been through. And I'm saying little, but it might feel big to the person. But the mind is so focused on our identity and how it's wounded, or maybe our father and our father's role in our lives, or whoever was a dominant figure in our lives, and wounds when it comes to that. And because of the focus on that, it's hard to experience a transformation that wants to happen. And this transformation has to do with us in relations to others. So there's like a contradicting energy going on where the moon is concerned, we feel safe and comfortable enough to observe certain things when it comes to our inner world, conversations we're having with ourselves, and make certain changes to connect and get along with others. But where the sun is, so to me, the way how I would see this is, for some people, you might be dealing with some things today where it's like your mother and your father could be a factor. And it's like from the father's standpoint, there's conflict, but from the mother's standpoint, there's ease. And of course, this isn't something that'll happen every day. Sometimes, with shifts and the way the planets move, the moon might be in a challenging position. So it's the mother, the inner world. But I love that the inner world is in a good space, which is the moon, the sun, Mercury, and the sun and Mercury, they're together, they're conjunct, at exact 22 degrees. And the challenge that I see with that is being too quick to speak, especially with the energies in the day adding up and reducing to number 5, being too quick to speak and coming from a place of pain, coming from a place of defensiveness. That's the only challenge I see with this, and feeling justified when it comes to firing back from a place of pain, and feeling from a place of pain. The day is the 11th, and the number 11 energy brings strong masculine energy to the day, because the number 1 is amplified, and so much to where it's like, I think of someone having bottled up emotions or whatnot, or creative thoughts or creative things they want to do, and it's bottled up and not feeling safe or comfortable enough to express it. But, something about how Mercury, Pluto, the challenge, I feel like, something might spill over and something comes out when one least expects it to come out. It comes out, but I guess it's necessary. And with the tarot, we have the Temperance energy, and the Temperance energy showing up in the reversal position brings me to a lack of balance. And when I look at the Temperance energy coming out with the Lizard and the number 5, today might be a day where things just feel like, for me personally, I know since Mercury been in retrograde and we're in the eclipse season, whenever I leave the house and go outside, well, not all outside, where I went to go take care of the flyer pamphlet things that I was getting done, it's like, I guess in certain places, it's like certain bubbles, like, I think of like, say, the city you live in. Within the city you live in, or the state you live in, or the town you live in, there are certain pockets that are like, has their own energy vortexes based on the things that happen within those places, within those spaces. And where I went to go get the flyers done, I remember when I parked my car and got out of my car, it almost felt like I stepped from one realm to a next, and just the energy just felt different, and I had to be more present and challenge myself to be more grounded. And while I'm in the place speaking to the lady about what I want to get done, I hear "erks" outside, like tires screeching, but I thought it wasn't going to be anything. And then, you know, I heard the collision, and you look and there's this white SUV looking like it's going to get ready to flip over into the next lane. But the trees and whatever else stopped it. And it was like 3-car accident between 3 white cars. And the energy just felt different. It just felt different. So I feel like when it comes to a day like today, you know, it's just important to ground yourself into your senses. What am I smelling right now? And bring your attention to what you're smelling and take a few deep breaths. What am I feeling right now? Bring attention to how your clothes feel against your body. Take some deep breaths. What am I tasting right now? There might be nothing in your mouth, but bring attention to what's happening in your mouth. Take deep breaths, you know, bring attention to your senses and ground yourself. But what I have been doing during this Mercury retrograde, because I feel like this energy here is powerful manifesting energy, and I've been allowing myself to reflect on the good times. Yes, if certain things come up that gets my attention, that's challenging, I'm going to sit in it, but reflect more on reasons why I feel grateful, and then also think about certain things that I'm looking forward to, and just allow myself to go back and forth in between both those energies. I feel like that will be very beneficial. But more than anything, on a day like today, you want to be intentional about your actions. And like I said, like the sleepwalker, figure out ways how to recognize certain triggers and pinch yourself and wake yourself back up to the focus of the day. So you could be intentional about everything that you're doing, because on a day like today, it's so easy for the energies to just pull you in all different directions. And I guess if that's the way it's supposed to be, that's the way it's supposed to be. But be intentional. I feel like being intentional can really help to wield the magic of the energy that's present, because the energy to me feels so lucid is the word that wants to come, but I don't even know if that is the right one, but that's the word that's given to me. But the energies feel so like lucid to the point that I feel like if a person's careless, you know, they can make unnecessary mistakes that could be big or small, but unnecessary mistakes. But if you're intentional and clear, it's like leaving the house and knowing exactly your destination. You know where you're going. So because you're clear about your destination, you get out and you have your destination in mind, but you're flexible, knowing that if there's detours on the road, you know, I'm going to go with the flow, but I know where I'm going. I feel like today is that kind of day. And just throughout this month, you want to have that kind of intention about everything. It's like I said, when I went to go get this stuff printed, I knew that I'm going to get the best deal, whatever that meant. I just knew everything is going to work out perfect. And it did. So hold that energy for yourself and just expect, you know, work on expecting everything to work out for you, even when it doesn't feel like it. Because in the past, whenever things weren't going my way and I would, you know, feel like it's a personal hit against me by the universe and dive deeper, and like nothing good comes from it. Nothing good comes from it. This life for me is an energy game. And life for me is an energy game, and we're like floating in this ocean of energy. And depending on the kind of energy that you hold, based on the thoughts that you focus on and what you're feeling consistently, will drift you in different directions. And this is where, you know, some of us will drift and clutter up or couple up, make an island with different groups of people who are drifting within that same frequency. So I feel like regardless of what's happening in the world, focus on your energy and how you feel about yourself in relation to the world. Like I said, for me, you know, the creator has a lot of children, but I am the favorite. And you should feel that way too. You should feel like the creator has a lot of children, but you are the favorite. And search for reasons to confirm why you are the favorite. Such a pleasure sharing this message with you. Hey guys, I want to share with you 7 benefits of getting a numerology natal chart awareness coaching session. The first one is understanding your internal programming. The second one is becoming more clear about your purpose and passion. The third is setting goals for success. The fourth is awareness of strength and areas of improvement. And the fourth one was foundational for me because whenever you're aware of your weaknesses, no one can use them against you. And when you're aware of your strengths, that makes you unstoppable. And that is why I say self-awareness is a superpower. The fifth benefit is removing obstacles. We first have to become aware of a thing in order to remove it in the first place. The sixth benefit is understanding relationship dynamics. We don't have to change the people in our lives. We have to become aware of ourselves and start from there, and everything changes. And the seventh benefit is upcoming transits, if that's something that you would like to look into because you're planning for something or you just want to be aware. So if you're interested in booking a numerology natal chart awareness coaching session or learning more about it, the link to book or the link to send me an email for questions are both within the description box below. If you'd like to check out my Patreon where I share exclusive content and also to become a part of the meetup group, which is my favorite thing on Patreon, the link to check out what's happening on Patreon is in the description box below. Please let me know you're here with me by dropping me a blue heart in the comment box below. I would love to hear from you and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.